Welcome back to the One Beautiful Man and Two Ordinary Sisters podcast.
Bro.
All my beautiful twin sisters.
Sisters. Beautiful twin sisters.
Hey guys, we're here with SOD. Just a disclosure, he does have COVID. Bro.
Guys, I don't have COVID. I just can't taste, hear, smell. And somehow I have a fever, but I'm still here.
Bro. Hey guys, it's Ashley and Amber.
And sod, like the dirt on the ground.
What?
Yeah, my
Like
parents
sod.
named me that, like, SOD. I don't know. Maybe
a
they just like
beautiful-
dirt,
Honestly, a beautiful choice.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's poetic, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Like
love
they're-
dirt.
You do?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, okay. My
I
parents
think
loved
it's
it enough
great.
to name me that. So.
Yeah, that's very awesome and important. SOD, Ash, Amber, all very natural elements.
Oh.
We're all united by the freaking earth, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I feel so
Amazing.
connected to y'all right now.
Oh,
That's
this is
amazing.
beautiful.
I love that.
What came first? The dirt, ash, or the amber?
It's got to be the dirt.
Yeah, probably the dirt.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the amber, then the ash.
What actually is amber?
It's like
It's like the sap
tree
from
sap?
the tree. If you guys don't know SOD, we would like to introduce you to him. He is an amazing cake eating connoisseur and also a finance bro.
Yes.
You heard it right.
For those that don't know, I am 6'5", I have blue eyes, and I do work in finance. And if you need any investing tips on how to lose your money on the stock market, you know where to find me.
Period.
Ashley and Amber can both say that they've lost, what was it, like 10, 20K
No, it's
using
like
my methods?
35 maybe.
35?
Mine was 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good thing you signed those contracts so you can't sue me.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're on the podcast now to try to help bring back some revenue for us actually.
Yeah, this is actually an awareness, bringing awareness to
The beautiful
horrible
twin
investment strategies.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, if you think you've never seen SOD before, I guarantee you have. He's been on everyone's FYPs eating those damn cakes 6 at a time. You would not believe it. Honestly, I have to say, this is going to be our mom's favorite podcast episode because you are our mom's favorite TikToker.
I don't deserve your mom's love.
I've never seen her more excited about anyone's content ever. And I know when this podcast goes live, she's going to lose her mind and watch on repeat. So,
She literally said, when I see his videos come on my page, I smile.
yeah, she did. Literally
Guys,
said that.
stop. We just started. I'm about to start crying. No. I'm about to start crying. I'm not going to lie. Amber texted me this the other day saying that, your mom really loves my content. And I'm not going to lie. I looked through the last 12 videos of mine and I was like, I should private more than half of these.
No.
And so my digital footprint, thank you, Ashley and Amber's mom. And I deeply apologize if I have said anything that is inappropriate or have disrespected the viewers in any way.
No,
don't
my
think
mom
so.
loves it. I think you're very authentic and
Wait, sorry, I just laughed like he
Yeah.
wasn't authentic. You're like, he's authentic. I'm like,
no,
yeah.
I'm being for real. I think that SOD
It's such a silly,
talks to
goofy
the
guy.
camera like it's his your friend. You know what I mean?
Period.
So I feel like it's very personable and authentic.
Bro, I don't know how you do it because honestly,
Bro,
your
same.
videos are captivating in a way that I have never seen before. Where I'm like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
I'm too shy to even talk to my camera like that, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
No, so funny.
Actually, how it started was there was this person that was really special to me in my life. And now they're not in. Wait, that sounds like they died. They didn't die.
They're just not special to you anymore.
Yeah, they're just not as
They're
special.
not special.
And when I first started social media, they were in college and I was in New York.
Okay.
And I started the videos by saying hey blank, this is what I'm doing. And then when I'd post
really?
when I would post it, I would just cut out the portion of where I just say their name in the very beginning.
Whoa.
So it was like the video was meant for them and it was just for them. And then that's how I got very, very comfortable because the entire time I just thought that I was talking to them the entire time. And that was in the very beginning because they were my only viewer. And now it's I have so many loved ones and friends, especially your mom, you guys.
Yes, yes.
And, my parents recently found my social media.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
we should
How
get into
recent
that.
was that?
A month ago.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, yeah, it's
Whoa.
crazy.
Did you intentionally not tell them about it for a while?
I didn't tell them because I wanted to tell them in my own way. I will be honest, I was just procrastinating because I was I don't know why I haven't told them. And I know my parents are extremely supportive, but I just didn't know how I wanted to tell them. And then lo and behold, that moment was ripped away from me because some guy was impersonating me on Facebook.
Whoa.
I know Facebook of all, like at least impersonate me on YouTube, Snapchat, Insta, TikTok.
Please.
But Facebook, like
That's
the
almost-
Zuck,
Did you dirty?
the Zuck is over here posting my stuff. Like that's crazy.
Wow.
I thought someone also recognized you in front of your
Parents,
mom
right?
too,
Yes,
right?
yes. Actually, I was at my sister's white coat ceremony when she was like getting inducted to medical
Congrats.
school.
Congratulations.
Yo, shout out to her.
Yes.
Could not be us.
Literally
Could
not.
not be
Could
us.
not. Yo, if you're watching this, good luck. And you stop charging my card, please. Anyways.
Buying stuff on your credit card?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And her big defense is, I'm in debt. I'm in medical school. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the one that told you to go to medical school. My bad.
Maybe she'll pay you back one day though.
I highly doubt it.
Oh.
As Amber, you're a little sister of Ashley. When
Yes.
you use her card ever, do you plan on paying her back?
She doesn't use my
I've
card because
never-
she's an independent woman.
Period. I don't think I've ever charged money to your card. Andrew has though, many times.
Oh yeah. Andrew's
And he
like,
knows
well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think Andrew has the intention, at least maybe, of one day paying it back.
He has the intention.
It's a thought that counts.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
So people came up to you at your sister's white
Yeah,
coat ceremony?
so a guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey, can I get a photo?" And my mom was standing right there, and my
Yeah.
initial reaction was like, "Shh." I was like, and he was like, whoa, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm shushing this random guy that's
it's
just
like-
asking for a photo, like that's
Yeah.
so rude of me. And my mom walks away because she's like, I don't know what my son's getting into, you know, what's he doing on the, why, what's he said on the internet that a guy wants a photo with him, right? So my mom walks away to this like family who's actually the son came up to me.
Okay.
And she was standing next to them and they were like, it was like a group of girls and their parents and they were like, hey, where's your brother? And they were like, oh, he went up to that guy over there to ask for a photo. And they're like, why? And they were like, oh, he's like kind of big on TikTok and stuff. And
Said that to your mom.
and my mom was standing right there.
Did she hear it?
And she heard all of it. And when I walk back to my mom, like, because me and my mom, when we walk, I always have my arm around her shoulder and she has her
nice.
hand around my waist because she
Period.
is a short woman.
How cute.
And she like looks up at me and she goes, who are you? Like, what did I just hear? She was like, what is going on? In my head, I was like, what's for dinner? I like didn't know what to say.
subject.
Because in my head, I was like, maybe if I play stupid and dumb, she won't
No.
know that. Maybe nothing will have registered.
Whoa.
So then we go home. We go to sleep because we're like setting up my sister's apartment and stuff. And the next morning, my parents were eating breakfast. Both my parents look at me and they're like, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Real.
And they're like, we have been sent videos from you repeatedly. And they were like, why are your tits out?
What?
Wait, because you recorded with no shirt on?
Yeah, but I've never done that. My mom just has a very anti like showing any part of my chest policy that she just
I
like does.
see.
I'm like, Mom, I'm a guy. Like I'm allowed to. If my milkshakes brings the boys to the yard,
Then so be it.
so be it. Like this is what you gave me. This like you tell me not to flaunt it now. Like I'm confused. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, keep those milkshakes in. Not everyone enjoys them. Her 3 rules were no shirtless pics,
Okay.
no fake tattoos,
No
and
fake tattoos. You had some fake tattoos?
when I went to Cancun, just to like mess with people, I'd put like fake
Like
tattoos on.
Inkbox tattoos on or something?
Inkbox, yeah.
Oh,
Inkbox sent
nice.
me a couple, and so I put on some fake tattoos, and they saw that, and they were like, "What is our son doing?"
No.
And
Shirtless with tattoos.
I know they were like, "Oh, where did we go wrong with this one?"
Oh my God.
Oh my god! And then they were like, my dad was like, "Also, once in a while, you drop the F-bomb, and that's not how we raised you." He was like, I'm gonna be honest. I support you a lot. I really like your content. That you're hilarious, but
so nice.
please, I can't support you if you drop the F-bomb.
Bro,
And I
that's
was
like our mom.
I was
I
like,
wanted the same
Dad,
thing.
I'm sorry. It's not that deep. I won't say it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Ultimately, like my parents were so supportive, and my mom, like she said something to me that like almost like made me cry. Like I was like, oh my god, like what? So basically, like my entire life, like I've kind of like chased things that I feel like I've always been good at. I was like good at school. I became valedictorian. I went to Vanderbilt.
Yes.
I worked in finance, but like all that stuff is like stuff to like kind of like please my parents in a way.
Right.
Like, I never cared about any of that stuff, nor
Yeah.
would I have wanted to do any of that stuff. If it was truly up to me, like I'd be a flower farmer in the Netherlands, like growing my
Yeah.
own tulips,
Whoa.
I wouldn't be
Honestly,
doing any of this.
I feel
That's
that.
fire.
Yeah. But my mom was like, oh my God, Sod. She was like, I watch your content. It seems like the first time in your life you're actually doing something that you want to do and that you enjoy.
Aw,
and she was like, I
that's so
haven't
nice.
seen that spark in you in like a very long time.
That's so
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Like doing something for you versus like for your parents.
Exactly.
Oh,
and she
that's
was
so
like,
nice.
yeah, because she was like, you always do stuff to like just please us and make us happy. And she was like, it's like very refreshing to see you like open up and do something you genuinely love.
Aw,
And I
That's
was like,
so nice.
so nice.
I almost shed a tear, but then I remembered I'm a big, strong 6'5" finance bro, man.
Yeah.
I'll
Literally.
suck that thing back in.
That teardrop.
That teardrop, you know, like in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where the cop is almost crying and he sucks it back in.
Oh yeah.
That vividly happened to me.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's funny is, so we post the podcast obviously on YouTube, but we also post it on just like Spotify
audio,
and
yeah.
audio platforms. Some people, the only vision they got of you right now is 6'5" blue eyes.
Oh my God, guys. Well, I mean, if you want to stay sane for the next few weeks, don't look up the YouTube video because trust me,
Yeah.
you one glance at me, it's over. It's over. You see me in public, hey, keep your significant others in the house. They see me out on the streets, all I'm saying,
Whoa.
you may not be in a relationship anymore.
God.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I'm sorry.
Bruh.
I'll cool it.
No,
That's
you're
okay.
It's honestly real.
Apology accepted.
I think that is so beautiful that when you take a finance bro out of his cubicle and give him a piece of cake, it really will change a lot of things. It
does a lot.
Put that spark back in your eye.
Wait,
Pep in your step.
I actually just realized something really jarring.
What?
We have a finance bro and we're allowing him to be on the podcast. We're
What's-
allowing a man
So if you guys
to...
haven't invested in the S&P 500, now is a very good time to invest in stocks. Meta's on the rise if TikTok gets banned, so may as well buy that. Go long on that for a couple months.
I'm like taking
No, I
notes.
agree, bro.
Joking.
Yeah, totally.
Bro, I actually do want to take your finance advice.
Really?
The last time we were hanging out, you were actually giving us advice, and I was like,
Amber's like,
I
write
was
this down.
Writing it in my notes because I was like, I literally know nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of beautiful.
I do remember that. I was like, Ashley, Amber, if you guys need help investing, let me know. That was actually serious. I even showed them my portfolio.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really like intimate.
I also
actually.
have to say, I think a lot of people will be surprised to know that we are friends IRL because for some people, this is a very
Crazy
insane,
mashup.
unexpected crossover. And I know that we've posted you posted a photo of us one time, and all the comments were like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Yeah.
and they were also saying we need to get you on the podcast. So to the few people that are
Oh.
following all three of us, you're welcome. And I think maybe there's a small sliver of crossover between our followers, but after this podcast, it'll be
We'll
100%.
poach 'em all.
We'll poach them all.
But it makes sense. I feel like we all kind of have similar vibe. Like I
Do
feel like
we?
we're all friends in high school kind of vibe.
That is how I feel. I feel like
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, I'm just
joking.
gonna go cry now.
I'm joking.
No.
Like
If
I
I knew
really
you
took
in high
that
school-
personally.
What were your guys' vibes in high school?
I feel like I'm kind of the typical oldest sibling.
kind of nerdy.
You give hard worker vibes.
Yeah.
I was like,
Did you sit in the front of the class?
I actually feel like we always had assigned seats, so we would never like really
Have to
choose
do
our own
that.
seats.
Were you upset
right?
if you weren't in the front of the class?
I would definitely be probably closer towards the front of the class. But I'm definitely giving, if there was a group project, then I'm like, guys,
We need to work
we
hard.
need to work on this group project, or like really caring about my grades type of vibe. But also not to a crazy extent. And also our parents never really pressured us super badly about school or sports or anything.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
you just
they
kinda
let us
knew.
do our own thing, but I was very much so like I wanted to do well, obviously, for my parents, similar vibe. I remember Amber telling me that she literally wouldn't talk at school.
What?
you believe that? I was
no,
kind of a
I
talker.
do not believe that.
No,
I
insane.
imagine you getting yelled at for talking too much.
Oh my. Wait. Amber,
Yeah.
you tell me your vibe at school
Oh.
and then I'll tell you mine.
Okay,
Okay.
no, it's actually insane. I had a crazy switch up after high school. I finally came out of my shell. But in high school, I honestly would say I was mute in school. And to the point where now people see me like doing YouTube and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
They literally go like, she can talk.
They literally said to me in person, like my senior year, I started kind of talking like more, and someone literally was like, "You can talk," and I was like, "What the?"
That's
That's like
mean.
that,
She's
how
alive.
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like to that level where if I talked, people would be like,
Surprise, shawty.
"What the fuck?" Like, yeah. So that was me. Yeah, kind of just very quiet. That was my overall vibe. But you were the opposite
Oh my God. Like
I can see it now.
in Oklahoma too. You went to.
Oh yeah, for those that don't know and the listeners and stuff, I grew up in the jewel of America. Not my words, New York Times words. And if you're trying to look for that article, just trust me, it's out there something.
Yeah.
But I, in fact, grew up in Oklahoma. Actually, let me give you my lore right now.
Yeah, I
my
think we need to
backstory.
give you,
Yeah,
You
okay,
have the craziest lore of anyone I've ever known, I think.
Really?
Like, you've lived everywhere. You've done many weird things.
So I was conceived and birthed in my mother's womb.
You know that you were conceived.
What do you mean?
Like
You know
where
conceived?
you were conceived.
Yeah.
And where was
I
that?
actually do too.
In Morioka, Japan.
Wow.
In the Iwate prefecture.
Wow.
And fun fact, I was an accident. They're always like, oh, you were born in a hospital. I was like, I was born in a highway because that's where most accidents happen.
Oh,
I tell them that all the time and they tell me to stop talking.
Well, life is a highway. And I wanna
Ride
ride
it
it
all night long.
I was born in Japan, in Morioka, and the reason I was there is because my parents were both working, or my dad was studying his PhD and everything, and my mom was actually teaching cooking classes because she really enjoys cooking. And that's, fun fact, where I get my love for baking.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And so I grew up there for a good bit. And fun fact, my first language was, in fact, Japanese.
Wow.
And that was the language that I would speak everywhere because my parents were obviously, one was studying in university and stuff. The other one was teaching and stuff. So I was kind of passed around between our relatives and like daycare and stuff like that. As cute as I am now, I was a cuter baby,
Period.
and I didn't look Japanese,
Yeah.
And so they were all like,
Whoa.
oh my God, dance monkey, please. Like, let us. And so like it got to the point where like my mom and dad didn't even have to like set up daycare or anything because they had like a list of people that were like, can we please take
Watch
care
your
of them
baby?
for
Oh
like
my
yeah,
God.
it was because that's how much like in Morioka it's a small town, so it's like we were like the only foreigners, and so everyone loved us like to the point where like in the festivals and times and stuff like that, like at times my parents were like, where are our kids? Like who has our kids right now?
That's funny.
Yeah, because they just loved us. Yeah, celebrity status from almost birth. What can I say?
Period.
Star life. I didn't choose it. Chose me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I grew up there and we were, fun fact, like speaking Japanese all around, but I was like speaking Pashto at home, which is like a Pakistani language, but it's like not as commonly. Most people speak Urdu.
Right.
My people, you won't really find them as much. And so those were technically my first two languages. And then we moved all the way from Morioka to Adelaide, Australia.
Wait, I forgot about that.
I literally forgot about
Yeah.
that.
What the hell?
Yeah. And I moved to Adelaide and I dropped Japanese and picked up Australian English.
What the
Whoa.
Yeah. It's
How old were you when you moved?
I was like 4 or 5, something like that.
Oh, okay.
So I had
Okay.
like a decent amount of like hearing Japanese a lot.
Right.
And so then I dropped it all and just went to Australian English and lived there for a bit. And then I moved from Australian English to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Or
Bro.
actually Ardmore, Oklahoma, and then moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma after a few years.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so like going from Japanese to Australian English and then American English,
Yeah.
like really messed my speech up so much.
Oh, really?
To the point where like now I'm dyslexic and I was
No.
like
Really?
constantly in like these reading enrichment classes in elementary and middle school and I didn't tell anyone I was in them and I just felt so embarrassed like being in them.
Well, it's crazy to do that and then be valedictorian.
Yeah, you ended up
So, like-
valedictorian, bro. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's because I like denied a lot of it. I was like, I just must be an idiot. Like I need to work harder.
So you were putting in the work.
Yeah, like I'm like telling you, like you read one piece of paper. It took me like I had to read it 3 or 4 times just to understand because like, and the only way I found out was in like junior year of college. I was like telling my friend, I was like, we were like working on this like study homework or something, and we kept reading the questions, and they're like, "Are you not done reading?" I was like, "Nah, I do. Like I have to read this a couple times. Like the words move around a bit for me, or sometimes I'll add words or remove words, and I won't really understand what it's asking." Wow. And they're like, "Are you dyslexic?" I was like, "No, what? Like,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
why would I be dyslexic?" And they're like, because that's.
That's like
Sounds
what
like
dyslexia
it.
is.
Yeah, and I was like, that's silly. Like, I'm sure I would have known if I was dyslexic by now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 20 years old, 21. Mm-hmm. And they had me read something out, and then I took a test, and I was dyslexic. So.
Whoa, you actually
Dang.
took a test for
Wait,
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's kind of
That's
recent,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, like 3 years ago, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's so like late to find that out. I feel like because now you're
yeah.
out of school. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it could have helped me a lot. But
Could have helped a lot.
Probably.
It could have helped me a lot. But, like, going from Australian English to American, like, Nike, I didn't know it as Nike. I knew it as Noik.
Noik.
Yoik. Wait, what other words are there that are like?
I know you said the trunk of a car.
Is the deck.
Never
or
heard
like
of that.
a bell pepper, capsicum.
oh yes, and an
Or-
aubergine, right? It's a zucchini.
Zucchini.
Or
And
is that
like,
eggplant?
Yeah, aubergine's an eggplant.
What's a zucchini then?
I don't know. I didn't eat those vegetables. I don't like those.
Okay.
Cilantro is like coriander.
Oh yes, coriander.
Oh,
Coriander.
do they use like rocket for lettuce?
Yeah,
Okay.
rocket.
I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fire.
Rocket.
a lot of cool stuff.
Dang. And how
Boom.
old were you when you moved to the States?
I was like maybe 3rd, 4th, second grade or something like that.
So like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah,
probably?
yeah, pretty young.
That's a lot of moving around
I
for
know.
a young baby.
Yeah,
What the heck?
it is. And like very confusing for your language development.
Oh yeah.
Now it makes sense why you turned out this way.
Oh.
You give off very confused vibes.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Oh dang it.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
no. Oh, dang it.
Completely.
Oh dang it. Oh dang it.
No,
Oh dang it.
okay,
Oh,
TikTok
dang it.
brain rot.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, actually the crazy thing about SOD that I think most people would not expect, because this was shocking to me, you do TikTok obviously as like a part-time job, right?
Yeah.
Kind of part-time. But then you don't ever scroll through the app, so you don't know any trends or anything.
So most people
Yeah.
don't actually know this about me, but they're always just like, I figure out trends through YouTube Shorts.
That's
And
crazy.
by then, like, it's diluted,
Like genuinely through YouTube Shorts.
genuinely, if you look through my YouTube Shorts, it's like catered to what I like soccer and all that stuff. But I'm like such a fiend for authenticity. Like I love being my authentic self to the point where like when I first
that makes
started,
sense.
I like saw a video do well for someone. So I tried to copy it and it didn't do well for me. And I was like, and I got upset and I was like, but I was more upset with myself. I was like, why was I so easily influenced to do something? Because I saw it did something. I was like, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like, I would
Exactly.
never have done that. And so now I like never scroll on Reels or TikTok and I only post and leave. I treat it like my own public urinal. I come
Urinal.
I come
He comes, he pees, he leaves.
I come pee all my content out and I leave, you know?
Wow.
Honestly, I think that's good for your brain, first of all, because you're not like mindlessly scrolling on TikTok. So I
Yeah.
think that's good for your mental health, hopefully.
Thank
I
you.
don't
Let's
know.
hope.
Yes, let's hope. I feel like that's actually awesome to be able to just post and be like, these are literally my ideas. That's only what I'm posting. Because I get really nervous about keeping up with trends. Like it literally eats away at me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like it
I
eats
think
away
you
at
do
my
a
soul.
great job of it.
You do a
Oh,
great
thank
job,
you.
girl.
Yeah.
But it's
I actually
because
figure out
it's
the
taken
trends.
over my whole life. That's why.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I actually will say that I figure out the trends from you.
I walk so you can run.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. But I will say, yeah. But it's like most of the time I don't have anyone that will like. What's funny is like some of the friends that I have, like, are my close friends. They also don't scroll.
That's
good.
I need to get
we
on that.
literally all we do is we sit, read our Kindle.
You read your Kindles together.
Yeah, we'll just sit, read our Kindles. We'll go for walks. It is a lot of like convincing my friends to do really dumb things with me. Like
That's
I had an
fire.
idea once where I was like, let's just go around offering crumble cookies to people. Oh. But the crumble cookies were really mashed up.
Oh, I saw
I think I
that.
saw
Yeah.
that.
And I was like, let's see who offers it. And we were like, I was like chasing people down. At one point, I flagged down a bus and asked the driver
Like,
if
do
he
you
wanted
want
some
it?
cookies. He
Oh
didn't
my
want any,
God.
but that's why I love New York. I just feed off the
just do
crazy
anything.
energy. I just love it.
That's
Period.
fire.
Wait, so you moved here right after college or what? I forget.
Yes. So I went to college in Vanderbilt.
Yes.
For those that haven't heard of it, it's the Harvard of the South.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Vanderbilt.
Really?
Yeah, what
No,
is
I've never
that?
heard of it.
Actually, I don't think you know this, but we're like top like 15 in the country. So if you haven't heard of it, you're obviously living under a rock.
Whoa.
Oh.
I went to Princeton, but I don't know if you heard
Never
of
heard
that
of it.
either. Oh, never mind.
No, I'm joking.
Well, I also
that's
didn't
like-
go there.
That's basically how everyone at Vanderbilt talks. Look at me, my daddy. Yeah,
He owns this.
he owns
building.
a couple few yachts, and
Bruh.
he's funding my entire tuition.
I love that
crazy.
vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Honestly, beautiful, and that's the type of people I want to be around, and that's why we're friends
Yeah,
because you give off that vibe. I'm
Really?
just kidding.
And
No,
we
absolutely
kind
not.
of just want to like go on your yacht.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when are you gonna bring us on your yacht? That's kind
Yeah.
of why you're on the podcast.
I actually.
I'm joking. We're joking.
I'm getting the lighter fluid change. Once that fixes,
your
I
boat?
promise.
yeah.
We're gonna
Okay.
ride it around the Hudson like no tomorrow.
Yes.
People are gonna
yeah.
look at us and we'll be like, "Sorry, you're not a
not on the
beautiful
yacht."
single man
And
or
two
two ordinary
ordinary
sisters."
girls.
Period. Guys, did you know that's our group chat name? And SOD named it that.
Yep.
I'm dead.
Wow, the disrespect.
The
I'm
disrespect
sorry.
is so
No,
real.
no, it's fine.
I don't think you guys are that ordinary.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. And we don't think you're that beautiful. So we're even- I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
All I'm
So-
saying is two people here also have the ability to change the group chat name.
I guess that is true.
And,
And
if
we
they
just
didn't
let it
change
stay.
it's almost like saying they may agree.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, anyways,
touche.
what was your major in college?
Oh, I studied computer science and math.
Just like math? Like,
Yeah, they
did you have a
just-
favorite kind of math?
Hell no, I hated math.
But like,
What?
what was your favorite math? Like, be honest. Like, be for real.
Okay, I really like geometry.
Bro, same. I was gonna
Really?
say that. I
Oh,
love
let's
geometry.
go.
That's my
What did you
thing.
like?
That's
What
my
did you like,
thing.
Amber?
What is going on?
Bro, I love geometry.
Geometry is so fun.
Bro, that was
Like
the best, like, with the
shapes.
protractor.
Okay.
Oh, Amber,
What's
what's
yours?
Okay, wait. This is embarrassing. I actually remember really liking whatever I took.
Pre-calculus?
Calculus. I like calculus.
It's like
Okay.
So you
not
like geometry?
Yes. That's okay.
Wait, Amber, come back.
Oh, she's low key smarter than us.
Yeah.
No, I remember I love geometry. And also my teacher, when we would get enough like 100s on our tests, she would like put a little star on the board. And when we got enough, she would bake us brownies. And they were the best brownies I've ever had in my life. And she would not give away the recipe.
Really? You
No,
sure
she
they were
wouldn't.
regular brownies?
Ooh.
I actually don't know what
What
was
are you
in that.
insinuating?
I mean, if
She
you
drugged
really
her
like,
class?
maybe if
That
you,
would be crazy, bro. She
seems
did
like
not
you
do
really like them.
No, they were so good.
Am I allowed to ask, have you guys ever had a tainted brownie?
No, I haven't actually. Have you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Have you?
I'll be so real with you. One time I was walking in Washington Square Park
You bought one.
and I saw a dude on a table selling a cookie. And in my head, I was like,
I want that
I want a
cookie.
cookie. It was double chocolate chip.
You thought it was a normal
Okay.
cookie?
I thought it was a normal cookie.
No.
And I bought it. And right as I was about to bite in, he goes, "Oh, by the way, you should take that when you get home." I was like, "Why?" Like, I can eat my cookie. I was like, "I'm about to stop for some milk, actually,
Yeah.
too."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, no, but like, there's like, the stuff in there." And I was like, "Mother trucker, no wonder this costed like $20." No. I thought this was just an insane cookie. And I guess it's my fault for buying something off of a table, but like it didn't even have a wrap or anything. But I am a big fan of doing stuff for the plot.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I want to say I bought a $20 cookie,
Yeah.
but then I had to give it away to someone
Oh, that's crazy.
because I was like, I'm not.
Well, I'm sure they enjoyed it.
So you didn't even take a bite? I wanted to know how it tasted.
Yeah, I didn't take a bite, but
Tainted brownie
Let's
taste
do it,
test?
bro. I'm just kidding.
tasted brownie taste test.
Yeah.
Sorry, Amber and Ashley's mom. I'm a bad influence. I apologize.
No, it's
I'm actually a
okay.
very halal boy. I don't actually do this stuff. Your daughters are a bad influence on me.
Whoa, what? I actually feel like we're pretty like, I literally pretty much never drink. So actually, I think we're good influences.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't vape. Actually, I've never done any drugs or
Oh,
any
really?
alcohol.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I've never had any of it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
As you should.
Period.
Thank you.
We
I
love-
have done Percocets.
Wait, for wisdom teeth?
Someone broke my wrist a year ago in New York, and they gave me Percocets.
Whoa.
After your surgery?
I think
After
I
my
got those for
surgery.
my wisdom teeth removal.
Really?
That's considered
Or
Percocets?
something. Wait, maybe they weren't. Mine was like
Where's the Perc
hydrocodone or
50?
something.
Perc.
And how did you like that
It was
experience?
like Percocet, Molly Percocet. That was him.
I'm not even joking. Probably the worst decision I've ever made was showing Amber and Ashley my Shazam history. Because let me tell you,
we took a picture
let me
of
tell you,
it and
dude.
posted it.
Very personal. I will say I get most of my music from the CVS and maybe Target. I will stand next to speakers. I stand next to speakers. They're peeking into the
I
store.
was like, what? Okay.
Speakers.
Yeah, so I stand next to the speakers and I'll Shazam songs, and one of them just happened to be "Bad Habits" by Ed Sheeran, which was fantastic song.
Bro.
When I was ridiculed, disrespected, the blasphemy is insane because
was
I just
just
never
shocked.
heard of the song.
I just thought it was funny that I can just imagine Saad hearing that song and being like,
It was
"What
like
is
certain
this?"
songs that
Like,
everyone knows the name to that were like in his Shazam history,
The
and it
most
like literally
popular.
was so funny.
So crazy. But then you also showed us your favorite song of all time, which was Butterfly by, I forget the artist's name.
Smile DK. It's a Japanese 2-girl pop band.
That was
Period.
fire
And I've
song.
heard that song before, but I didn't know the name. And now that I have it, I listen to it all the time.
Really?
So yeah, and
Oh,
now
I didn't know
everyone
that.
else listening will get to hear that song, and you'll hear it and be like, "Oh, it's this song," and it's so good. It's the one that goes, "I
I'm a butterfly, black and blue in the colors in the sky."
So yeah, if you have been subconsciously looking for that song, there you go. Also, sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good.
You can
you're
keep
good.
singing.
No, you're good. You're
Like
good.
you got this. Like you have a
could
mic for a
definitely
reason.
Use that mic, bro.
Becky just hit the wall. She never had it all. One Prozac a day. Husband's a CPA. Her dreams went out the door when she turned 24. Only been with one man. What happened to her plan? She was going to be an actress. She was going to be a star. She was going to shake her ass on the hood of Whitesnake's car. Her yellow SUV is now the enemy. Looks at her average life and nothing's been all right since Springsteen, Nirvana, way before Nirvana. There was U2 and Blondie and music still on MTV. Her 2 kids in high school, they tell her that she's uncool, but she's pretty preoccupied with 1985. You guys have
Wow.
never heard that?
No, I have heard that song, but I didn't actually know what song you were singing until like
The very end.
end. But that was fire, and I can't believe you remembered all the lyrics of that.
Thank you.
Wait, really epic use of the podcast mic also.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
like that you could just, I thought you were going in
Thank
for the
you,
next.
thank you.
Yes. I like that we can
thanks.
just do that for a whole minute on the podcast, and this is how we live.
Oh,
I'm sure some people were singing along. That also.
Yeah.
you think so?
Yeah, I think
Should
so.
I re-sing it so they can
Comment
At
down
least,
below
No,
if you're
at least
singing
like one
along.
person was singing along.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I actually was like, I'm gonna be honest, earlier portion of this year, I'd been asked by like one or two people to join their podcast, and I was like, no, I don't know if I want to be a man with a mic, you know? Mm-hmm.
Especially a finance man with a mic.
a finance man with a mic. I feel like we are in a pandemic
Oh, and there's
of-
too many.
of men with mics.
Yeah.
Like, I
Too many.
really think that when you go to buy a mic, they should really ID those people. Yeah. Because
And if you're a man, like, you're not allowed.
yeah, honestly, because I think we have too many men that are way too confident sharing their thoughts in a mic on the internet.
Exactly.
So true.
And that's why a few people were telling me, they're like, podcast when? And I was like, I think we need less men with mics out there.
Right.
We don't need more.
And more men eating cakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need more men keeping their thoughts to themselves. Me being one of them. I'm going to call myself out first.
Yeah, honestly.
My thoughts don't need to be heard out loud, you know? So
No, but what would our mom do if you weren't sharing them?
You're like, our mom needed this, so
Really?
it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you, Ashley and Amber's mom.
Yeah.
I will say my thoughts more out loudly. Like, I feel like I don't get enough credit on the internet for how much I'm keeping in my like insanity and weirdness, you know?
Oh, like you feel like you're keeping it in a lot.
Oh, I feel like I'm rolling it back a lot. You know?
Really?
Like I was telling Amber and Ashley earlier when we were playing.
we were playing.
Yeah, we were
during
playing
our play
earlier.
date.
During our play date earlier. Thankfully, your mom said that you guys could play today.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm so glad our mom set this up.
We're still trying to figure out if we can get a sleepover. I think we're gonna have to coordinate a dance to perform for our parents.
Oh,
and see
like
if
in a
they'll say yes.
PowerPoint.
We
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the
just kidding.
PowerPoint ready.
Yeah.
Great.
But
thanks.
basically, I saw this this like tweet today during work. My boss is watching me. I saw it after work.
I swear I was not.
Yeah.
I was not on the clock.
I was
Anyways.
not on the clock, but I saw this that was like, when you're low-key really, really weird, but people still F with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be seen liking this, you know, I can't be seen like adhering to this ideology.
No, but that's
deep
real.
down in my heart, I was like, I feel so loved right now.
But you
I feel so-
couldn't publicly like the post though.
No,
You're
I
like,
couldn't
can't do
publicly
that.
because, like, I will say, like, I really feel like I'm like, I keep it in a lot, you know? And when I really feel like I can let out my complete, utter flow, you know, of like whatever,
Self. Yeah.
is like when, I don't know, I go like to the club, you know?
Wait.
Wait, was that a weird transition? Is that a weird transition? Is that not what you guys
I was
expected?
like not expecting that.
Oh, really?
I thought you were gonna be like when I'm around someone. Da, 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 da.
Oh, really? No, I'm
But it's
straight
when
up
you're
at the club.
Okay,
'Cause, like,
so
everyone-
non-drinking at the club.
I go sober Sally. Most I have is a cheeky Shirley Temple.
Okay,
Cherry,
love it.
Sprite, and all.
That's what we get too.
Really?
Yes,
Love
or I
the
get a
Shirley
virgin
Temple.
Moscow
When are we
Mule.
gonna have a girls' night?
Right?
Shirley's and all at the club.
We got to do that
Okay.
Whoa.
so that we can see the real you.
Yeah, and so what I do is I have the Shirley. I take my shades on, so that way I don't see people. People don't see me.
Okay,
I'm not here.
and you're not
John Cena, you can't
recognizable.
see
They
me.
don't know who you are.
You can't see me.
Yeah.
I go like crazy. I just start dancing so much, and even at house parties and stuff, like
You're just dancing.
I'm in the corner. I'm just dance. I'm grooving.
Do you love dancing?
I loved it. I'm so bad at it. If I could dance, it'd be over.
Would you ever take a dance class?
He did ballet class.
I did ballet.
Oh, wait, you grew up doing ballet, right?
I did ballet a couple times. Not grew up doing it.
Oh.
They wanted me to keep doing it, like the teachers and stuff.
Because
Because
you're.
for those that can I show my
Yeah,
feet on this?
absolutely.
Is this
Go
okay?
ahead. Yeah, they
for
love
the
it.
viewers just listening in, I'm about to show up my money makers, aka my feet, and let me just kind of
is-
describe what it looks like. It's like a very high arc. Because I played a lot of soccer and I would play on the balls of my feet, so I have very high arcs. And so
arches? High arches? Wait, what is
high
it?
arches. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think that's what I don't know what it's called
I
actually.
don't know. Arch. I can never tell the difference between
Well,
that.
period. You got really high ones, bro.
Yeah, and so the ballet people were like, "Please do ballet, please," and I was like, "No."
Because they never seen arches like those.
They saw them. They were like, "Please,
gasped.
please let us take photos. I want to take a couple photos." And I was
Oh my
like,
god.
Of
You're
your
like, I'm
feet?
7 years
Yeah.
old. I'm just kidding.
"Not
How
actually."
old
though.
were you at that time?
Like 8, 9.
Wow.
Really feet harvesting age.
Oh,
The
you could have
perfect
been
age.
The next
in the
Michelle
New York City
Kwan.
ballet. Like you could have
Yeah.
been. Like you could have been not a finance bro. You could have been a professional ballerina.
Could you imagine if I was like, "Hey guys, professional ballerina here.
I would love it.
I feel like it would be a vibe.
You think?
Yeah, I think
can
so.
see it.
I could see it.
Like in a little man tutu?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do the men don't wear tutus,
no,
though,
they
right?
just wear like tights.
We could change that though.
I
You could
will
the
be
first.
honest, these thick thighs do save lives.
Okay.
Okay, and in what way?
In the way of like people look at that, they're like, oh my God.
At your thighs?
At my thighs. They're like, there's no way you're just walking around voluptuously with those thighs.
With those out.
Yeah.
Like
with
if
those,
you wear shorts, they're like, whoa.
they're like, do you have anything shorter? I'm like, guys, relax. I got my family here with me.
Whoa.
You know?
Wow.
Fun fact, when I go to Six Flags, they're like, hey, cover up. I'm like, they're 10-inch shorts.
Whoa, this is actually so off topic. Six Flags, you know, King Dakar
Yeah, it's getting shut down.
is getting shut down.
But then
Do you
I
know
just saw
that?
something that said it's
He
fake
doesn't know
news and it's
that.
actually staying.
Oh,
King Dakar is the highest roller coaster in the world, I
Yeah,
guess.
and
Wait,
it's
do
in
you
New
guys
Jersey.
like roller coasters?
I do personally.
I like enough.
I hate them.
Why? Because you're afraid of dying on it?
I'm afraid of heights.
Oh.
Yeah. This big, strong 6'5" guy. Emotional side.
Well, if you look out the window, we're kind of high up right now.
I know. I'm trying not to look out. Like my biggest fear is dying in a plane crash.
Oh, I hate that too.
God. I don't like that. It's
Like-
kind of the same vibe when you go on a roller coaster. You just have to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to trust that everything's going to be okay. Inshallah, we will live.
Whoa, inshallah, you're right.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Oh wait, back to what I was saying about the club of where I feel my true self.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I feel like I can get down and groovy, you know? And everyone else is like kind of gone, you know? I'm locked in. I am maximizing dance per minute. You know, how much dancing can I get in every minute? And fun fact, I went to like a small little house party in college, and after we were done for the night, you know, everyone was going, and my friend had his car. I was like, I took the keys obviously because I was like, I'm gonna drive. And like 3 people hold me back, and they were like,
You're too gone.
They were like, you are too gone to be driving. And I was like, what? And they were like, that is so disgustingly disrespectful that you would offer to drive when you've obviously had too much to drink. And I'm like looking at them and I'm like, what? And I was like, guys, I don't drink. And they were like, you've been bouncing around for the last 2 hours. Like, I don't even understand. Like, maybe you got amnesia. Like, no sane person just does that. And everyone was like looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like, oh, sorry guys. I don't know what came over me. And then what's funny is that one of those friends for like 6 to 8 months in college, when my friends and me would be around her, I would literally just be like, oh, it feels so good to do an activity without drinking. And she'd be like, oh my God, isn't it? Like, I feel like the only time I see you is like when you're plastered or drunk. And then like 8 months later, we were like, hey, by the way, like, you know, I don't drink. And she's like, what? And I was like, this entire time we've been joking. Like, I don't actually drink.
That's so funny. I need to get on your level.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a silly vibe. It is really sometimes the people that aren't drinking that are having the most fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we gotta say about that.
100%.
Wow.
100. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like at times, like, I talk to people that are like, oh, I drank. And they're like, I had such a horrible night. Like, it
Right?
was like,
I'm like,
and I'm just like, why'd you drink then?
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
like, oh, everyone else was doing it. And I was like, if your friends tell you to jump off a cliff, are you jumping off a cliff?
yeah, seriously.
What did you guys first think of like when you moved to New York? Like first thoughts of like living in the city?
Our first impressions of the city.
Yeah. And like how have you come to like it over time?
I'll say as a kid, I was really scared of New York City because we're from upstate New York.
Yeah.
But moving here, I've come to realize that feels very familiar very quickly. Like, I thought it would be like this very shocking, overwhelming thing. But then I'm like, no, I actually like love it. This grid layout of the streets is so easy to follow.
Yeah.
And I just love the vibe. What about you, Ashley?
I think when I moved here, I also moved with friends. So I feel like it was a really easy kind of like adjustment for me, or it felt easy, but I think maybe mentally it actually took me like a full year to get adjusted more so because I feel like the change in pace is kind of a lot. But I really like New York.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like it's easy to like meet new people and make new friends.
Such as SOD.
Such as SOD.
Period.
You guys are a blessing in my life. Did that come off too strong? Was that too strong?
No, that was
real.
really, that was really,
Our mom
that was
specifically
how I
really
felt.
liked that part of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She'd be like, oh, SOD is such a sweetie pie.
Yeah.
He said you guys were a blessing in his life.
You're a
What
blessing in
nice
our
guy.
life, bro.
Oh, thanks.
Honestly.
course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Oh.
totally.
I feel like we met a couple months ago, right? Like pretty recently.
Yeah.
But I am like, I feel like I've known you,
You're
bro.
like one of my closest friends.
I'm gonna cry right now. Stop. Stop.
No, honestly, I'm like, it's kind of weird that you meet people and then quickly feel like Yeah, I love, like, you're so fun. I love hanging out. Like, especially sometimes meeting people here in New York City is a little hard.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, you have the amazing Oklahoma, Australia, and Japan vibes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We love it.
I feel like it's like the way that I see it is like the people that you meet from like the nowhere states, kind of like Oklahoma, Kansas, Montana, you know, along that stuff.
Yeah.
Basically anyone from Texas, California, New York. They usually like, I guess like, for example, in my experience, I will say is that like going from Oklahoma to Vanderbilt and then to New York, it was like a huge culture shock.
I bet.
Yeah.
Huge. And some of my closest friends that live down the street that I grew up with them in Tulsa too, we talk about this like all the time.
And also, I have a really quick question. Have you ever seen like a twister before while you were
Oh,
there?
all the time.
Oh, word.
Oh
That's
my God.
crazy.
Tornadoes in
Tornado?
Oklahoma are like you're more likely to get that than like pass your exam.
Whoa.
Yeah, like
Feel that.
like we get more they pay our teachers less than like how much twisters are like
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you did say they are not the worst education in the United States, but the second worst.
We're 49th.
Yeah.
I don't like to brag or
Yeah.
anything, but we are 49th.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But it was like such a culture shock because like people in Oklahoma are so humble. And I know they get like kind of a bad rep because it's like, oh, the South, like blah, 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 you know? But it's
Right.
like they are so humble. And like I worked at a donut shop and a fruit stand that like I'll get into like later, you know?
whoa.
People there are so humble. And then like when I moved to Vanderbilt for the first time in my life, like people were like, hey, like you're a semi-decent looking dude. Like my very first interaction going to like a housewarming and like understanding the vibe of like the Vanderbilt community, people were just like, like, yeah, you're like a pretty face, but like if you were taller, you would be unstoppable. Like, too bad you're like.
They would say that to you,
They would straight up say that, and then I
even though you're 6'5".
You know, nothing's
Like
good enough for
not
them.
enough. for them?
exactly, and yeah, and they'd come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh my God, like you know, you're a decent looking dude. Like, tell me which person here you're interested in. Like, we can set that up ASAP." Kind of like just like
What?
treating like people like
Transactional.
very
like,
transactional, and very like everyone's kind of like an object to be used.
weird.
And it was very weird. And it was like, what am I? I was just like sitting at dinner and like everyone was like subtly like ranking themselves and ranking the people that they had like seen in their orientation group based on like attractiveness and stuff like that.
What the hell?
And some people were just like, oh yeah, this guy, like he'll have nothing to worry about. Like he's good looking. And I was like shocked.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was like,
why
what's
are
going
you
on
doing
here?
this?
Yeah.
Like I was like, guys, like what? And like the one where I like finally drew the line was like I had this friend send me this photo of this random kid, and they like took his photo and put it next to like a cartoon character from like Sesame Street, and they were like the differences are like getting hard to tell.
Bruh,
And
it's
I
like
was
bullying.
like, never in my like
the
18
heck?
years of like living, I have ever seen people just innately be mean to other people for no reason.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And people like thought that like I'd be okay with that and stuff like that. Maybe it was because like I was new and like I wish I could have spoken up more and been like, hey, stop. But I kind of just told those people, I was like, look, like I like to try and promote like positivity and niceness in my life. It feels really weird just being around you and like getting this negativity. Like I don't know how you want me to respond to this, you know?
Right.
And so like I stepped away, but it was just like the culture shock, I guess, like the point that I'm trying to make from like Oklahoma to like these kind of like bigger states like Tennessee and then come to New York. It's like I was just not prepared like at all. Because like people in Oklahoma are just like unequivocally like very nice.
I've heard that people in Oklahoma are very nice or like very talkative if you go to like a small shop type of
Like
vibe.
everyone's kind of neighborly.
Yeah.
Everyone's
neighborly.
so neighborly and so like my mom and my neighbor, yeah, they'll have like political differences and stuff like that, you know?
Right, of course.
But like my mom will like send food over to her. She'll come over, you know, they'll chop it up, you know, as my neighbor taught me piano. Like, cause I was just
Whoa.
like, oh, I'm interested in it. And she was like, yeah, let me teach you.
Do you think that you want to stay in New York then long term, or do you have other goals to live elsewhere?
I don't think I can raise a family here per se.
Same.
I'll need to be in the burbs somewhere.
Of course.
So maybe the burbs of
burbs.
Boston, maybe what I'm thinking.
Oh.
Cause I feel like, I just feel connected to Paul Revere. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Like you're like maybe we're related somewhere down the line. Type
Well, like
of vibe.
I feel like my body is so T that he would have warned me that the British were coming. For the viewers that aren't on the YouTube, my body is very T.
Yeah.
like hourglass.
Like he would have told me the redcoats are coming, the redcoats are coming. And for that reason, do
That's
you guys feel that
beautiful.
way with him?
Not
I can't say that I
personally,
do.
but I can. You're guys' connection is so strong that I can like feel your
You can feel it?
connection.
You
Yeah.
can feel his presence here, right?
Yeah, like I'm
He's in the room with
like,
us.
whoa. Anyways, you were just talking about some of your
donut shop?
jobs before finance. So I would love to know what your jobs were before
yes.
you became a finance bro and then a donut. I mean,
And then a donut.
Oh.
and then I mean cake
You know, in British
connoisseur.
slang, that's an insult.
So what about your jobs, bro? You have
Oh,
crazy stories?
Yeah, I need to know this.
My very first job is a sports director at the YMCA, and I played with kids. Wait, hold on. Don't take that out of context.
Okay.
Don't take that out of context.
I'm taking this out of context.
Anyways, second job I had, and this one I think you guys will be happy for.
Okay.
I worked for a Korean boss at a Korean donut shop.
Oh, it's a Korean donut shop.
Yeah, they were Korean. Well, yeah, they're Korean Daylight Donuts. Daylight Donuts is like a big chain in the South, you know? Here you have Krispy Kreme. Daylight
heard
was
of
on,
it.
and it was really good. It's called Daylight Donuts.
Okay.
When you guys come visit me in Oklahoma, I'll take you to it.
Okay.
But basically, I was like, "Can I play my music out loud, please?" And he was like, "Sure." No Indian music.
What?
I was like, "My guy, I'm not Indian, but heard it." And I'm like looking around, and I'm like, I'm not Indian.
That's so awkward.
Yeah, so another time I picked up the phone and this guy was like, "Do you have chocolate?" And I was like, "Yeah, we got chocolate donuts, chocolate swirls, blah, blah, blah." I just like labeled it. He was like, "No, I'm asking for chocolate filling. Why would you just go and label all your chocolate donuts? You think I'm an idiot?" I have a problem with like when people start yelling or being aggressive with me. So I just hung up the phone. And
Honestly, yeah.
He called back and he was like, "Whoever that guy is, I'm coming down right now and I need him fired right now, blah, blah, blah." And my coworker had the phone. I was like, "Can I see it?" I was like, "I want you to come and kiss my ass."
You said that?
Yeah. Like 6 months later, I got fired and they hired my sister.
Oh.
And the guy never came to the store.
The guy never came to the store, but the reasoning is like I'm a very fast worker, I would say. And so I memorized all the prices for the donuts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't steal any money for the register, which was kind of the baseline.
Yeah, that's really
And
good of
they
you.
really liked me. And they were like, "Oh my God, this guy's like so fast, so good, blah, blah, blah." But I had a little bit of a sassiness problem to me, a little bit of an attitude, you know? Let's get him out. Bring in his sister. She's just as smart, just as good, and she has no attitude. Wow. And so it was very awkward waking up and seeing my sister go to the job that I once had.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dang. And then your next job?
And my next job, I worked at a fruit stand selling fruit in the
Whoa.
Oklahoma sun. Yeah.
Wow.
At a fruit stand.
At a fruit stand, we sold peaches, watermelon, zucchini, coriander.
You don't like zucchini though.
I don't like zucchini that much.
I love zucchini.
Really?
That's like one of
I
my
really
favorite
love
foods.
zucchini.
I love zucchini. That's what they say on the
Do you know
Disney
that,
Channel.
Sod?
No.
Pass
Okay.
the plate.
Yeah, so I worked at the fruit stand and it was cool. I just sold fruit underneath the sun. One time a lady threw a watermelon at me.
A whole watermelon?
A whole watermelon, because we would do this. My boss was really nice. And he would be like, "Some of the watermelon, it wasn't good. You can come back and like get a free one." And there was this lady that would like abuse that. And you know, when I see a wrong, I write it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, "You are cheating the system." And she was like, "No," chucks the watermelon at me.
Come on.
And I'm like, "Well, joke's on you. Now you don't have anything to return." And she was like, "Give me my free watermelon." I'm like, "You mean your $8.99 watermelon?"
Yeah. That's crazy.
So my boss just said, "Give her a free one." I was like, "But Mark, we stand on business and principle."
Seriously.
Like, are you kidding? And
Customer's always right.
Yeah, she definitely had a right to throw that watermelon at you.
Yeah, I think so.
would you guys, if you guys were there in her situation, would you throw a watermelon at me?
I probably would have thrown like maybe 2. I probably would buy extra just to throw more.
No comment.
Wow.
But we used to have like a tip jar that said college fund, and old white women would come up and they'd be like, "Oh, aren't you the cutest thing trying to get tips for college?" Oh, IRS, I'm sorry too. I did get paid under the table in cash.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone.
I
It's
won't
kind
tell
of epic.
anyone.
$8 an hour.
Nice.
Fire.
That's
And
beautiful.
the tips were low key crazy.
At the fruit stand?
I'd walk away with like $80 in tips.
What the hell?
That's crazy.
The college fund, for all my listeners out there, if you're working in the food service industry like I have multiple times, if you have a tip jar, slap college fund on that. Watch those suckers rake in that cash
Wow.
and give it to you. Like, trust, it's like a hidden strat.
Whoa.
And
And then from there
gonna
you
be
did, bam, finance
yeah,
job.
I moved to New
Bam.
York, finance. I moved to New York without knowing a soul.
and now you have
Really?
the
I
beautiful twin sisters.
Crazy
Crazy how life
ordinary
works.
Times
twin
were better
sisters.
back then.
Whoa. No.
I'm joking. They are such a blessing in my life. I'll be honest, before I met you guys, I had no purpose, no direction.
Wow.
No sense of self-worth. I was like, why am I even here? What's the point of anything? And then here comes the two beautiful twin sisters. They hit me like a truck, and I was like...
They hit you like a watermelon?
They hit me like a watermelon, and I was like, suddenly, my life has purpose. It has meaning. I feel validated.
Period.
You know, my boss yells at me, I'm friends with two beautiful twin sisters.
Yes. You're
the
welcome.
cake at the store, no more of my favorite slices. I'm friends with two beautiful twin sisters.
Whoa.
But I moved here without knowing a soul. I didn't know anyone. I was like completely alone. And I tried to make friends, but it didn't really like happen. And then I was like, you know what? Like, F making friends. I'm just going to spend so much time with myself and just learn to like love myself again.
Right.
And spend time with myself. And it worked out.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like
now.
the move to New York prompts a lot of personal growth.
I always tell people, I'm like, if you can't handle being alone for at least like 6 to 8 months, like don't move here.
Yeah.
That's kind of facts. It's a little isolating in a weird way.
Yeah, because you look around and you see like it's like the most congested, busiest city ever, but you feel so lonely. It's like a really weird dichotomy.
Honestly. And you live alone, right? At least me and Ashley live together, so I've never really experienced that. But you fully live alone, and you have help written on the wall behind you in Post-it notes. Have you seen that?
No?
He has help written on his wall.
Someone doesn't watch my videos.
No, maybe I
Come
just
on.
don't have a keen eye.
Way
I
to
did
expose
not
yourself.
see that.
Really? It's like very apparent.
It's like the main part of his apartment. Is the help sign.
Everybody comments on it all the time.
Yo, I've never seen that.
Fun fact to why everyone comments on that like all the time, and they're like, why do you have help in the background? It used to say art. And my sister was like, oh my God, like we could put something so much better on your wall in my last apartment.
Adding the feminine touch.
Exactly. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And so I went back and I put help just to like piss
Make
her
her
off.
mad, yeah.
And then I just left it, and everyone loved it in the videos. And they were like,
that's
why is
really
a finance bro saying help? And now I get like messages from people that are like if you ever need someone to talk to, like
Maybe you do need a little bit of help. Maybe. Do you ever think? Well, do you think maybe you subconsciously leave it up because you're like, I do need help. Maybe you feel trapped and alone.
Amber.
Or this is what she does to me.
Amber.
No.
I'm kidding.
Amber.
No.
Okay, guys, the crazy thing, I can't believe we're saying this at the end of the podcast, literally, but the way that we met, I know we have been leading up to it the whole time. We met at the Trap movie premiere.
Hell yeah.
Oh, boom.
Boom. Boom.
Boom.
Best movie probably of the century.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Did you actually?
I wrote a fan fiction about it.
No,
you
you
didn't.
didn't. Stop.
I will say in my daily journal,
Half of it is fan fiction.
are we going to cut that out? Yeah, so we met there. And fun fact, my +1 that I brought
Yes.
recognized you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember meeting her.
Had she never ever done that, I don't think
We
I would
would've
have ever
met.
come up to you guys.
But I remember you were like, I'm so sorry that the first time I met you that the vibes were weird.
Yeah, like I basically, guys, like I don't know why I was so. That was like one of my like first influencer events too.
Oh, really?
You know, I was like stressed to the point where like when we went on the red carpet, I didn't take a photo.
Oh, you didn't?
No, they were like, "Do you want your photo?" I was like, "No," and they were like, "But we like invited you. Like we need you to take a photo." I was like, "No."
Really?
Yeah, I refused to take one, and they were like, "Why do you not want to take one?" I was like, I'm just so out of my element right now, and I like feel so like weird and like scared, and like I don't know what's going on here. Like I shouldn't be here. Like I don't deserve to be here.
To take the red carpet photos when the camera people are like, look here, okay.
And then I had to meet you guys, and I'd seen you guys like, wait, what? Oh.
I feel like it's the
And
worst
then I
thing.
had to meet you guys.
And then I had to meet you guys, and I had seen you guys online before. Yeah, I was trying to come off nonchalant. That I was like,
Yeah.
But I'd seen you guys like a couple times. I thought you guys were really funny, and I was like, oh my God, these people are like really cool. Like I was like, when my friend came up, and they were like, you guys know SOD, right? And I was like, in my head, I was like, oh my God, why did she say that? Why did she say that? And it was like, I was like, dude, they probably think like I'm like,
No,
like,
I
I'm
don't
like-
remember
It was
that.
totally
Totally fine. I remember her saying that, but I remember you being like, and I was like, okay, like I know that you didn't mean for it to come off that way, so I felt like it was totally fine.
That's kind of how it came across, right?
Because of how you reacted, I knew it was like fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, when she said that, I was like, for the
I think
audio
she was like,
listeners,
"You
my
guys
mouth is
know
wide
him,
open.
right?"
Anti to like my core belief.
Yeah.
That it like stuck in my mind, and
Oh, you overthought it for days?
I overthought it. No, not days, like weeks.
Oh, no.
To the point where like I thought about it, and so when I saw Ashley and Amber again at like this unique Low Fashion Week event, and I saw you two again, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. Like I can't let them see me. They're gonna be like, oh, this narcissistic piece of crap is here too. And so like I walked away, and so then I came, and fun fact, I like apologized to Amber and Ashley. I was
You're like, I need to say I'm so sorry.
I was like, I need to get this off. I was just like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come across like that. And Ashley and Amber were like, we didn't even remember, like, and I was like, oh my god, now they probably think that I'm like so narcissistic that I think that they're thinking about my existence and my interaction with them. And in my head I was like, I can't win. But
That's so
No,
funny.
it was fine.
It was so chill.
Totally fine.
The
It was
first
so
time,
chill.
The first time we met was so fun, but then I felt bad because the whole time we were talking, I was talking to you as if I'd never like seen you before, and then as soon as I got home, Ashley was like showing me your account.
I was
She's
like,
you know
you
this
do
guy,
know him.
and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, it's that guy. And then I was like, no, I wish I talked to him more. He's so funny. No, because I've seen your videos and I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, you're telling me we were hanging out with that guy and I like did not
put it
realize.
together, yeah.
So then the second time we saw you at the Unique Love, I was like, hey, I was so hyped to see you again.
the energy was different.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if that's weird of me to say, but I was very excited once I realized you were the cake guy. Damn, that's
Aw,
beautiful.
thank you.
Of course, bro.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. Well, while we're on this happy moment, I think we should
Yes.
talk about our favorites of the week.
Yes. This is what we do at the end of each of our episodes. We'll say our favorite thing of the week. It could be literally anything like a song or a food or something. And then our favorite thing about ourselves. It's like a positive self-talk moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Self-love.
sweet.
Wow. I will start out by saying my favorite of the week was the many cakes that we tried with
Yes.
SOD. I'm sure you guys will see those on TikTok. You've probably seen
yes.
those. My favorite was an Earl Grey cake that he got us. That was
so good.
delicious. And then I think my favorite thing about myself is that we've been hanging out with our friends a lot recently, so I'm really on that friendship wave and like talking to other people and having an amazing kiki ha-ha-ing time together. So that's
that.
my favorite.
Very nice. I could just kind of go off of yours and say that my favorite was that I made Sod some matcha. So he finally had a good matcha for the first time potentially in his life. Anyways.
Yes. I was nodding. Yes. Yes, I agree.
No, I was subtly roasting your matcha right there. I'm sorry.
I know. I
really
did take
sorry.
a little bit of offense, but
It's
it
okay.
is your podcast, so
Thank you for knowing your place.
thank you.
But
Never. Don't even tell me twice.
Sod actually had a great reaction to the matcha, which made me so happy. So that was amazing. He loved the strawberry matcha. Yes. Oh, yeah. Something that I love about myself is that recently I've been pretty dedicated about going to my workout classes.
Nice.
So I feel proud of myself for sticking with that, and I'm almost about to hit 100 solid core classes.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my god.
I just did my 97th class this morning.
Congratulations,
Thank
bro.
you,
That's
bro.
incredible.
That's amazing.
Thank you. I'm crazy.
Congratulations.
But thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Sod, you got your favorites?
So my favorite of the week was probably this podcast.
Really?
thank
Probably
you.
this podcast because this is my first podcast ever.
That's
did
very
great.
Wow.
Thank you.
What a
think that-
milestone.
I enjoyed listening and being part of it.
Thank you.
honestly.
Sorry, I feel like I kind of like talked over you guys.
No,
So
that's the whole point.
That's
apologies
literally
for
You're
the
our
point.
guest, so like you're
Yeah.
supposed to talk more. So it's
Oh,
good.
really?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So that's probably my favorite of the week. And then something I love about myself is I think is it okay to have like two favorites?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I just love myself so much.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think my first favorite is I've been feeling like more spiritual lately,
Okay,
and
yeah.
realizing like that it's really like things really aren't that deep,
Yeah.
and that like there's no reason to stress about a lot of stuff because what's meant for you will always come to you, and what's not meant for you will never come to you.
that's so real.
Exactly.
That's
So-
beautiful.
And I got in touch with that mindset that I feel like I adopted for like the greater part of this year, but for the last few weeks I'd kind of forgotten that. I feel like I'm back in touch with that, and like I feel very happy about being in touch with that concept because I really like that concept.
I like that
Period.
too.
And then the second thing is that I ran the marathon like a week or two ago, and
Yeah.
I just got back into. I hadn't been able to like lift weights for a while because I was like scared of like pulling something or something while running. And I just bought a new gym membership
Oh, congrats.
at Temple. And
Nice.
the start of this week was like what, Monday? I've already run 12 miles and worked out once.
Wow,
So,
nice.
Getting back on the grind.
There you go.
Love that.
You guys are beasts.
We're on our workout grind.
Yeah.
What can we say?
Definitely not as beast as you. Solid core classes are nothing to joke about.
Have you ever been to one?
Hell no.
You guys
We should
do
all
one.
go to one. Yeah.
I'll
Should we-
stay home.
I'll stay home as well.
Yeah, you should just
should
go
all
to
go.
another one.
Well, I brought Amber to a solid core class to me, and
So
she
pissed.
dead ass got mad. Like after the
So
class,
mad.
she was pissed off at me for bringing her there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually was really mad.
I literally felt like I was gonna die. I was like, "Whoa, I could die in this class right now." And then the class
You
ended.
don't doesn't
have
even
to do
care.
what they
No.
say.
And then on the walk home, I was so mad. I walked ahead of Ashley. I was like, "Don't talk to me, bro."
Yeah.
I can't believe you brought me there. Honestly, this was a beautiful episode. I'm so thankful, Saad, that you were here and
Thank
that
you
we
so
have
much
met
for
each other.
having me. Oh,
Oh my
are
God.
we
Thank
holding
you. Thank you for
Thank you, Saad.
joining. Thank you for
For
joining
For
the
the audio
podcast.
listeners, we're shaking hands right now.
All
Yes.
three of us.
I feel a little bit intruded on my personal space. No, I'm joking.
No, this was so fun. Guys, you got to check out Saad's stuff. He really needs your help.
Oh my
He
god.
really needs
Please
any
follow
help.
him. Please watch him, guys. Please.
No,
As
seriously.
long as Ashley's mom and Amber's mom watches my content, that's enough.
Wow. We'd
Period.
love to hear that.
I want to thank Ashley's mom and Amber's mom. I don't know why I keep saying it. I don't know why I'm not saying Ashley and Amber's mom. I'm saying like Amber, like you guys have
Yeah.
a different mom. Like, sorry.
Well, we're twins, so we have the same mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
If you guys want to catch us back again on the Beautiful Man, Two Ordinary Sisters podcast
Yeah,
Yeah.
let us know.
We'll do it again next week.
Yeah. And go follow SOD at SOD AKHTAR, right?
on TikTok, Insta, and YouTube.
Period.
Yeah, YouTube. Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow my YouTube because it's like a neglected child right now.
Yeah.
Like I go to get milk a couple times a month and I just never come back. And then
Gosh.
I come back and I remember I can post another YouTube video.
I feel that. Well, you need to start, I think, hang out with your child more.
Your child needs you.
What child?
Your YouTube child.
Exactly.
You're like, wait, I don't have a
Oh,
kid.
I don't have a kid. What are you talking about?
No, you're YouTube, bro. You got this. But this was an amazing time.
Do you have any final words to the people, Saad?
I wish you all a good.
All my beautiful twin sisters.
Sisters. Beautiful twin sisters. Sisters.